Hey guys, God bless you. This is Brother Sean, Sober Minded Ministries. On a mission. On a mission for the kingdom. Out here on the west side of Columbus. We did our kickoff. To the YouTube channel. About a week ago. And this is in the streets. In the streets of Columbus, Ohio. Hunting for the homeless and the hopeless. Columbus is my assignment. This is where, the Lord has sent me back to, to the same streets, that I ran my whole life. 17, dropped out of high school, started putting in work in the streets, running dope. Sold dope my whole life, chase money. Like the Lord said, you can't serve two masters, God or money, because you love one and hate the other. And growing up poor in the streets, money was my God. And it costed me years of my life, being behind the illusion. But we're back in the streets. But today, we're not running around, dropping off packs. We're on a mission, the Great Commission, to make disciples. And that's what this is about. Like I said, on the beginning of this camera, or the beginning of this message, we're out here hunting the homeless and the hopeless. Because 5 years ago, before I had an encounter with Jesus, I was on these same streets, homeless and hopeless, strung out, lost living in sin. And that's why this ministry is so effective, because people see Christ. They see the transformation, and they just can't deny it. But we're out today. We've been doing this for ministry for 5 years. Right after I met Jesus, the Lord told me, I was reading the First Peter says, we must be sober-minded and vigilant, because your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a lion seeking who he can devour. And the Lord spoke to me and said, sober-minded ministry. And within a week of that, I was out here, in the streets, packing up the trunk of my car and driving from Portsmouth, back to Columbus, with a trunk full of, coats and gloves and clothes, and going right back into the homeless camps, the same homeless camps that I used to live in. And within a month, people started getting saved. I started leading people to Christ, and, started emptying, the homeless camps out, because, they seen the witness in the testimony of Jesus, what Jesus had done in my life. And, I had no clue what ministry was. I just felt this overpowering urge, to help people. And, within the last 5 years, there's hundreds of people, that, when I say me, I don't mean me as carnally as Sean, because Sean Copley died. He died, 5 years ago. I've been resurrected, born again, filled with the Spirit. So when I say I led people to Christ, I mean Christ in me. I'm just a servant. I'm just a vessel. But, there's been hundreds of people that we've led to Christ. Hundreds of people baptized, in the name of Jesus. And, people have been transformed. Lives have been changed. And, we did the kickoff, like I said, a week ago. We did a kickoff to the, on a mission YouTube channel. And, this is what we've been doing. We've been doing street ministry, for the last 5 years. Every Sunday we set up. We used to set up down here in the bottoms and in abandoned parking lots. And, we bring tables out and set up tables, and we preach and give the word. And, hand out, blankets hand out propane in the wintertime, blankets, hats, and gloves. And, you know, more importantly, you know, we give people hope, you know, that people can see, hey, you know, this dude used to be just like me, you know, homeless and strung out. Now, you know, he came back talking about Jesus, and he's saved, and, you know, he has his own, but it's not my own company, but, you know, has a construction company. But even as the company, you know, it's a ministry tool. You know, we get the guys on the streets, you know, we get them saved, and they come to Christ, and, you know, we bring them to work. You know, we bring them to work, and, you know, we start, you know, speaking into their lives. But, you know, ministry for me is a way of life. You know, I tell everybody about Jesus, whether it's at the, you know, whether it's at the grocery store, the lady at the gas station, you know, whoever, you know, wherever the opportunity presents itself. You know, we want to, you know, be able to plant a seed. And that's what we're out here doing today. Like I said, you know, we've done many different forms of ministry. We still set up every Sunday, you know, on the west side in the abandoned parking lots, and you know, have food. You know, we have a big meal. People volunteer, and people donate, and we want to thank you guys. You know, thanks for everything, you know, that you guys do, you know, to help make all this ministry possible. What are you doing, Trouble? Here, come get you a couple gift cards. This lady's, I got this lady blocked off. You staying out of trouble?
I'm trying to.
You need Jesus.
Hey,
You need to quit running.
I can, you know, that.
But, yeah.
I pray to God or something. I pray to you, man. That's all I got. Now it is.
Yeah. I know how it is when we're trying to do it our own way. But see, we're the problem. Like Sean was the problem. Sean's thinking, and Sean being Sean's own God got me in trouble. But brother, I love you. We have food up here every Sunday on Sullivan and Harris. If you're up there, 3 o'clock.
On Harris?
Yep. All right. Later. But you know, that's what it is. You know, planting seeds. You know, the word says some plant, some water, but you know, God gives the increase. And you know, it's a hard life out here. You know, it's a hard life in these streets. And you know, I'm a testimony. You know, I know exactly what it is to be, you know, out here. You know, I was out here for 3 years. You know, I lived in the tent, you know, behind the casino on West Broad Street for 2 years. You know, in the winter, and you know, 5 feet of snow, and in the summer heat. You know, I've been there, and I'll never forget, you know, where the Lord has brought me from. And that's why, you know, every person, you know, like you heard Sister Butterfly a minute ago, you know, that you know, people, you know, act like you're not even there, like you don't matter. And you know, sometimes, you know, just for a person to acknowledge, you know, to be able to acknowledge you, like, hey, you know, you're not invisible. Because, you know, when you look in, you know, in the Word, you know, in the Old Testament, like the lepers, you know, they used to push the lepers on the outside of town. You know, didn't want to, you know, be around them, didn't want them around. And that's how, you know, there's modern day lepers today. You know, society pushes them to the fringes. But, you know, every soul is priceless to the Lord. And, you know, he paid the price. You know, he went to the cross and shed his blood, you know, for mankind. You know, just not one race, not one color. You know, the human race. You know, we're his creations. You know, all things were created, you know, through him. And without him, nothing was created. And, you know, every single person, whether they're the prostitutes whether they're the drug addicts, whether they're the gang members, whatever they are, they're priceless to the Lord. And, that's our job. That's our job here, on a mission. The Lord said, if you follow me, I will make you fishers of men. Well, we're trapping. We're out here trapping for Jesus, for the kingdom, putting him first. And there's no amount of, people all around us. We do these videos, on Facebook. We've been on Facebook for, almost 5 years. And there's, 13 other ministries in like 3 or 4 different states that, the Lord has used, this ministry, to start, because, people want to help. And, social media, this is a platform, to be able, to share the gospel, to be able to make a difference, in this world. But, this is, on a mission. This is the channel. We would love you guys to, like, share, and subscribe. Help us, to build the kingdom. Like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a surrendered life. That the Lord transforms. That's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be, his servants. So I love you guys. Share this video. Make sure you subscribe. And, we thank everybody. It's a lot of the people, that follow Sober Minded Ministries are the ones that, donate, that helps make all this possible. These $5 gift cards that we're handing out, they're only $5. But, the hope that comes along with them, it is priceless. Because I can tell you, I'm a witness, when I was deep in the miry clay, I didn't think there was a way out. I can remember telling people, man, that, they're just going to, smell me stinking somewhere. Actually, the last year of my life in sin, my life in rebellion before I met Christ, I lived, in the dope spot backyard. I lived underneath a truck cap as an S10 truck cap in the dope spot backyard. And I can remember telling people, one day, if you don't see me, and you start smelling something in the backyard, it was me. I died. I either froze to death in the middle of the winter, or, I'd overdosed, or, I passed out, on alcohol and ended up, freezing to death and died. But that was just, the reality, the reality of, what was going to happen, because I just believed that there wasn't a way out. There was no other way, because there wasn't no ministries like this in Columbus. There weren't no people that, that the Lord had healed, delivered, and set free, that were coming back, being a light, going back into the fire. And that's why, we inspire, we try to inspire people. Like I said, I don't need people to pat me on the back, tell me a good job, because it ain't me. It's him in me. Greater is he in me than he is in this world. It's Christ in me, the hope of glory. And I'm just a surrendered vessel, out here doing his work, going back into the fire. But, I want to thank you guys, thanks, for, the prayers. Us frontline soldiers always need, all the prayers that we can get, in this dark world. We got to be the light, into the darkness. So make sure that you like and share and subscribe this channel, On a Mission, because that's what we are. We're on a mission. We're out here, like I said, I'm on the block, hunting for the homeless, the hopeless, the people that need, a shot of hope, a $5 shot of hope, not a $5 shot of dope. I love you guys. Thanks, and keep the faith.